Hi, what's up everyone? Just wanted to make a quick video about the today's market recap. Things got very crazy. We have seen a lot of good plays in the coronavirus, especially during this time. The market volatility has become like crazy, and we have seeing spiking, like stock is literally going up like uh, 50%, sometimes even 200%, even in a single day. So the regular pattern has been very common. We often see like whenever uh, any company that has to do any sort of cure with related to coronavirus, they release some sort of press release with regards to coronavirus, or they have some sort of vaccine, and they send this to the FDA approval. Even though they submitted this paper, related to any university for the research and further research, the stock tends to go up uh, like 200%, 300% in a one single day. So that's the crazy market we are in, and I would like everyone like to take this advantage, because I mean it's crazy, like the same company and even multiple companies. It's just the same pattern that is happening with different types of company. Some companies have like valid uh, let me remove my mask. Some companies have like a valid sort of uh, news with regards to cure coronavirus, and some companies are probably not going to work out. So whether the vaccine work out or whether the vaccine do not work out, it's not my issue. My main thinking concern is to take advantage of this crazy volatility that we are getting. And although this is a sad type of thing, in this history of stock market, because the companies are losing money. But in every crisis, financial crisis, there are some advantage, major big advantage anyone can take with following certain uh, pattern that keeps happening. So in this crisis, for example, like all the big companies and the big market capital, those sort of companies, these companies are losing money, and the stock price is going up, going down every single day. And sometimes it's going down, then again it's going up. But the majority of the companies are losing money these days. But it's funny, like we are like, I'm not an investor for a long term, but I'm investing for the short term. And I'm trading the most volatile companies, that is penny stock. But it's crazy. We are taking just the advantage of what market is giving us right now, because I mean we are like, my thinking is like, I'm a trader, I'm not an investor. So my uh, concern is only for the short term gain, whether the company does good for the long term, in the short term, in this quarter, in this financial quarter they would going to release near soon. It's no, I don't care any of this. All I care is stock that is performing good for that particular day, maybe hitting on the screener, and then trading that stock, bidding at a certain price, waking up early in the morning, bidding in the pre-market and seeing the news. And just when the price starts to go up, I just ride on the momentum. And when I see like 20-25% profit, you know depending on the amount of money that I am putting in, and I'm making 25% of my money or 20% of my money over my investment, then I quickly get out. And then I don't look back like what the stock is doing over there. It's going down, up throughout the day, for the long term, for the next few months. Their news, their press release, their research report, whatever that is, I don't care about their research, FDA approval, vaccine test, what result that come through. All I care is the stock is going up for the short term, the stock is spiking, so I'm bidding, and I'm making some money out of that, as the stock price is going up, and making some quick money out of it, and getting out from that trade. And that's the thing that is happening every time. I mean, almost I'm seeing like once in a week. during that 3 months, especially in the coronavirus, you know, outbreak. I'm seeing this from, to be honest, from month February till still July. It's continuous 2020. February also I have seen some of the move. Any companies that is saying in their press release they have some sort of vaccine testing, some sort of kit with regards to coronavirus, the stock price is going up, and it's crazy that is happening every single time. And I'm just a trader. I'm just taking advantage of the price movement. I bid on the low. Then when the news come, even if sometimes I miss some sort of place, I mean, I sometimes see, wow, the stock price is already going up like 50% already. So whether I should bid on that price, because already the stock price has went so much high, 50% up already. But I know the price can move even more further, and sometimes I'm seeing like over and over again, like the price from 50% is going to 70%, sometimes 125%, sometimes even 200% in a one single day. So I'm just riding the momentum every time, because I'm seeing the same, I mean, news that is driving a lot of other stocks, the price moving very quickly within like very short period of time. Of course, it's not a long time like play, it's a short term gain. All you have to do is like ride on the momentum. When the price is I mean the price starts to go up, even if you miss some sort of spike, like for example the stock is already up 50% in a day, so even if it went up 50%, it can went up 100%, 120%, especially during that season. I mean, all the market, all the stock prices going down. But any company, medical sector that has to do any sort of cure with related to coronavirus, they have released some sort of press release with regards to vaccine. The price seems to go up 150%, 200%, sometimes 250% in a one single day, 70%, 100%. So I mean, it's funny. I'm seeing the same exact thing happening, and I'm seeing like a lot of people that is not taking advantage out of the situation. So, I mean, what should I say to these people? I mean, I don't have nothing to say to them. All I am seeing, like, I am being grateful of becoming like a short-term trader who take advantage only of the price movement. And I'm not a long-term believer. I don't care about any companies what they do in the long term. Even I look at these companies like full of crap, because all the time this penny stock niche, they start to go, I mean, in the long term they start, I mean, they lose money. Sometimes they go bankruptcy. So I don't care what happens, within the next 7 days. All I care is the price movement that is happening right now. And if I see the news is good, if I see the news has more potential to go up, I just simply bid on the price and make some 5, 10, 15% of my money, and quickly get out and see for the next potential good play, that which can make my money even 50, or sometimes 10 or 20 or 15%. I am satisfied with that. I mean, that's the mindset. While trading, I have the sort of mindset with me, like while I'm trading, I'm not thinking about any companies, whatever they do, whatever their press release, their hope, like the story. For the long term, all I care about is short term, what is doing right now. I mean, I see the news, price is going up, I bid on the price, like take 15-20% of my money, and it's a quick money, and it's, I mean, great. So that is the mindset of a trader. I want like every people to observe the stock market, is kind of see the stock market in a different way. Like, if you see the same thing is happening over and over again, whenever the merger and acquisition happens in a certain company, whenever the uh, company, right that moment of time, the company is releasing some sort of vaccine. I don't know the vaccine have some sort of potentiality to cure coronavirus or not, but all I know, the stock is definitely going to move for the shorter term. And as a trader, I just simply take the advantage out of that move. I make 15%, 20%, sometimes 5% out of that price movement, and that is enough. That is what all I need. And if it's keep happening every single time, if it's happening like it's hitting in my screener, that the you know at the morning, especially on the pre-market, I tend to screen, especially right before 7 a.m. in the morning. I tend to use some sort of screener in order to see which stock price is like moving like crazy, like 15 or 20 or 50 or 60%. Then based on most price movement, I see the news and see the past trend. I mean, in the history, like 1 year or 2 year, whatever this company, how much the price movement has happened before, what are the indicator, what are the support level and all that. And just I made a quick decision. If I see the price moves very quickly, even sometimes I don't even see their chart and all that. All I want to do is I want to get in on that stock. Like, I mean, especially my favorite uh, time zone is in the morning, especially in the 6:30, I would say. It's because of the fact that all the big brokers companies like Charles Schwab, E-Trade, Fidelity Investment, people, I mean, you cannot trade on a pre-market unless it's 7 a.m. in the morning. So I know when the 7 a.m. in the morning hits, a lot of the time, big, the sort of price movement, it may go up or it may go down very quickly, and the price seems to go up, especially start from 6:59 to 7:05 a.m. in the morning, just because a lot of people can trade on the pre-market. And especially some sort of big brokers out there, like I mentioned, they can participate in the trade. So that is kind of sweet time frame for me as a trader. I mean, I would not deny the fact. I mean, sometimes even I see, I mean, lots of other time, especially 5 a.m., sometimes 4:30 a.m. in the pre-market, the price is moving like a lot, 50%, 40%. It's already going up and up and up. Then 70%, 75%, sometimes even 150%. So there is no sweet time frame. It totally depends on what company release in what time. The press release, I mean, the news get published, and as soon as people see, and whether people see or not, but as soon as the news published, the stock price tends to react immediately, and the price goes up very quickly within a very short period of time. I mean, it's crazy. If you are someone who is trading on the pre-market, is what I'm talking about, because a lot of the time what happens, in a niche of penny stock pre-market, the price is starts to go up, and in the 9:30, then the price is starts to crash, and the people that are coming and bidding late, they got annihilated, they got crashed, they lose money, while we already made money and we sell and get out of the trade. I mean, I know even sometimes, I mean, 9:30 a.m., like all the big brokerage companies and the market is open, price starts to go up. Then again, it becomes falling down. Then some people like deep buying in the middle. Then right on the momentum, it has little edge. I personally like trading on the pre-market. It's because of the fact that sorry, excuse me. If you bid on the pre-market, I mean, you have more advantage over the price moving up. And sometimes I would not deny I made 30%, even I made 60 or 70% just by participating on a trade on the pre-market. I'm seeing it's going up, going up, going up. Okay, it's 8:30, it's 9 a.m., it's 9:30, and the price is still going up. Then I quickly sell on, at 9:45 a.m. I got out of the trade, and the price is still going up, but I don't want to take that much risk. I made 70% of my money, of my main investment. That is kind of enough for me. That's the sort of mindset. I mean, I care. I mean, I bear on my head. And that that price movement was very amazing, I would say, because the reason I bid and keep holding that stock for that long and still waited for like 2.5 hours, like uh, I'm participating on the stock at 6:30 a.m. and still I had like got out like 10 a.m. 9:45 a.m. I already got exceeded. The reason I stick for so long, I usually don't do it. I usually, I mean, when 5%, 10%, or sometimes 15% I see the price movement, I mean, I quickly got out from the trade. That's the sort of mindset. But I waited for long because I saw the price was slowly moving up, then moving up and up, moving up and moving up and up and up, and it's, I mean, barely going down, and all the time it's just going up. So I thought myself I will give some more time because the stock price is going up, and when the price is like, sometimes it goes a little down, but I see it's not going that much down, like it's still going up. I mean, I would, sure, I mean, I will take the advantage of that price movement. I want to hold a little bit longer, and I made 70% of my money out of that trade. That was amazing feeling. But that doesn't happen every day, so that's why I'm disappointed. I don't hold the stock for long period of time because I've seen a lot of uh, price action where like I lose some money, especially when I think of like holding for a little bit longer, when I become a little bit of greedy out of my investment. And sometimes I become very upset because the price, then the crash, the price went down. So I try to play a bit of safely. I try to get into the stock and then get out of that trade very quickly so that I don't have to deal with any sort of crash. So that's the sort of mindset I have. It totally depends on the price movement, what happens, and whatever the news is especially if it's a good news early in the morning with a good press release, solid news, then I mean, I just, it depends. I mean, on the price movement. The price action tells you a lot of things. Sometimes you see like price keeps moving up and up and up. So it totally depends on the price movement. Initially, while trading in the beginning of my career, when I used to trade, I don't understand of these things, to be honest with you. I saw like the price movement is kind of like not in my favor. I used to hold and hope a lot, and I used to hold a longer time. I was to be like greedy, like I want to hold that stock for a longer period of time because it will going to make me more money. But as soon as I see a lot of crash and I see a lot of price falling down immediately, then some people are, I mean, some companies are very, I mean, they do offering on the middle of the trade. Sometimes they announce the offering and right like within 5 seconds the price drops like 20 or 50% in a single day. So I am like seeing a lot of this price action kind of thing, and now I'm very conscious about holding the stock for a longer period of time because I don't want to be someone who take loss, and I don't want to take bigger loss. I mean, I often tend to take a loss because I mean it is just a process. It's not like I'm winning every single time. I'm winning every time like 15%, 20%, 30% out of my money, but sometimes I lose. But from my experience, I have learned whenever I see the price action is not happening the way I wanted, the price is keeps falling down, and I probably might lose a big part of my money, in a very quick time. I learned myself to get out and exit of that trade as soon as I can. Sometimes I take loss like 5%, sometimes I take loss 10%, sometimes I take loss even 4%, 3%, but that's a good loss because I know that over a long period of time, if I'm trading, my gain has to be bigger than my losses. And that's the thing I now totally focus on. I try to win more than I lose, and when I'm losing I keep it to like, when I see it's 3%, I become very conscious. When I see 4%, I don't care about whatever happens next. The price may go up, the news is fantastic or whatever, I get out of the trade immediately. I don't care what happens. 4% or 5% loss, that's it, I'm not participating no more. That's a very strong decision or rules that I have put into apply in my trade in order to save myself. And uh, and over the, I mean, in trading career, I would say sometimes I made some bad decisions, sometimes I made some good decision. But I mean, to exit out of that trade, right, like within 4% loss or 5% loss, that has made my gains getting bigger. And now I sometimes lose. I would not say that I'm right all the time. To be honest, I lose like 40% of the time. I am probably every 2 or 3 days out of 3 trade I lose one trade. So that's a big number. Sometimes out of 6 trade, I win 4 times, 2 times I lose. So I'm not that right every time. I'm not a good stock picker even, but I learned to risk management, and now I have a strong, strict policy out of my trade. And when I see the price dropping, and I'm very strict about exiting out of the trade as soon as I can, because that's what happens. If I my gains are 5%, 7%, sometimes my gains become 15%, 20%, and my losses are like 4%, 3%, 5%. My wins are bigger than my losses. I i'm winning more than I lose, and when I'm losing, I especially cut my losses very quickly. So that has helped me to make my gain bigger than my losses. So that's why my account is keeps growing, and it's very much, in the trading, it's not like all the time you will be right. Sometimes I do become wrong. And I would say, because of my risk management, because of my strict mindset, to exit out of the trade while it's 4%, 5%, minimizing my loss while my gains are like 15%, 20%. So that's why my account is growing over time consistently. So that is helping me to make more money. And especially in the penny stock, I mean, risk management, to manage your risk is a big deal. So that's just me. I just wanted to share my trading mindset, how I trade, what I see. So I mean, some people would say trading, it depends a lot. Like, yeah, you have to know a lot of indicator, you have to know about balance sheet, you have to know about SEC filings. I mean, of course you have to know all these things, but while you are trading penny stocks, I mean, if you like, when the price action happens, if you reading all those things, PE ratio, market capitalization, what's in the SEC filings, what they have done in the last quarter, what they will be doing in the further quarter, those financial calculation, by the time you're going to calculate all those and make your mindset whether you will get into that trade or not, the price movement might finish happening. And whenever you see like, the wow, this company is good, I might begin to invest in this company or trade in this company, you might see the stock is not going up that much. So that's why it's very important, to participate early and to make decision very fast. Because when the price movement happens during the pre-market, 7 a.m., 6:30, 4:30, and the price is moving very fast, and if you are like reading all those sort of things, I mean, you will lose the momentum. You will, sometimes the price moves very quickly, to be honest with you. i mean as a trader, I would not say this is doesn't matter, like, to know about this financial statement kind of thing, the PE ratio, all those intricacies, indicators, and all that. These are good to know, but uh, my views are like, whenever the price action is happening very quickly and very fast, and if you are seeing and reading all those financial things, I mean, oftentimes you will lose the price action. For me, what's important, I mean, I see the price movement is happening. I don't care about what's their monthly statement or quarter financial statement, whatever they have done in the previously, whatever the expectation they have, their SEC filings, their reports, the news, what channel they have published the press release and all that. I don't dig that much deep. All I see that the news has been published, the price is going up, and I just wanted to participate on that trade quickly. And when I see like the price moving up, I ride the momentum, make 15, 20, 25% of the money. Then that's it, I'm getting out of the trade. I'm happy with my 20 or 25% of my money. And I know, I mean, sometimes I get wrong, and sometimes I think like I could have made much more. I mean, shit, I should not have got out of the trade now. At least I should have hold that stock for more period of time. I could have made much more money. But I have seen a lot of time, when the stock price is, going up, right after that they do some direct offering, they do some offering and all, and the price, crash literally within few seconds. So I wanted to play it safe. I don't want to take that much risk. My experience have taught me to take profit rather than, holding and, you know just greedy. You, of course, you could have made much more money, but I have seen a lot of the time that I could have made much more money, but that sort of mindset, that sort of thinking have led me to lose more money. So that's why I am not holding for a longer period of time. If I see I'm getting like profit, and I took my profit. All that is I'm concerning about when I see like 4% or 5% loss in a particular trade that I'm having. I Whatever happens, I exit out of the trade immediately. I don't care their press release. I don't care whatever the news, whatever the uh, big big blockbuster news they're having. I just quickly get out of that trade. I don't want to be in the trade, and I don't want to participate in that trade anymore. So all I care about, my gain have to be bigger than my you know losses, and I have to manage my risk. I have to uh, make minimize my loss no matter what. So that sort of mindset over the time have taught me to make my gain bigger, and to protect my trading account for like not to having a bigger loss. That's a hard learned lesson in trading, and I have learned while trading, and it took me a while to be very disciplined and very strict about. Sometimes I become wrong, and sometimes I become like, I could have made much more money. Why shouldn't I hold that stock for a longer time? It makes me so much angry because the money is in front of me. If I would have hold like 30 more minutes that trade, I could have at least made 20% more. But I mean it's that sort of thing. It was good in the beginning, but when I used to see that I'm having a big loss, especially that sort of thinking, I used to like hold the stock for a longer period of time. I used to participate in that trade for a longer period of time, and that is not helping and some me at all. And sometimes I make money, sometimes I lose money, and when I losing, I lose like 25% and 30% just that sort of greedy type of mindset. So now I'm totally have changed my mind. Now I take quick profit, and that's the kind of things I'm having. No matter what happens, 4%, 5%, 6% loss is very big for me. I know I could have made much more money if I could have hold that stock for a longer period of time, but all the time now I care about, I have to minimize my loss and maximize my gains, and I have to protect my account. And that's why I made less money. I exit out of the trade very quickly, and I also exit out of the trade by taking a small loss. So no matter what happens in trading, I'm taking profit, and now I'm happy with like 5%, happy with 15%, 25% money what I made. uh, while in the beginning of the trade, I used to think like, oh my god, I have to trade like, I have to make 25% money, I have to make 50%, I have to make 75%, I have to take all the all the price action of the price moves. I have to bid on the bottom, I have to be on the top. And I was very upset, like thinking like, why I have got out of the trade on that price mark. I should have hold that stock and hold longer. So later I realized that when the price was like hitting that high, uh, then suddenly the price keeps dropping. Then I was very much, what should I say, stubborn about, I would not going to sell this stock unless it reached to that certain price mark. And I was very stubborn, and that sort of mindset, the stock price never went that high. Whereas if I could have sold quickly, then I could have made much more and made my also losses less. I didn't, I was that kind of stubborn at that time, that sort of mindset. But now I don't care about like selling at the most highest price mark. I don't care about bidding on the lowest price mark anymore. All I care about, I mean, even if I late, all I care about just riding on the momentum, take a small profit, but most importantly to take profit, and when losing, to minimize my loss. And I have some strict policy, like if the stock price is going like 4% or 10% down, I mean, no matter what happens, whatever the awesome the news is, the story, the pipeline and all that, I just simply exit out of the trade if that stock is, has dropped 5%. So that's the strict policy and the mentality that I follow. And that's literally has helped me to grow my account, and it's kept going, and that mindset is good. Yes, of course, sometimes I very become very upset, like I thought myself like I would have made much more money. But now I'm not becoming that much upset, because now I know that that sort of mindset is bad feeding for your brain. You have to be satisfied with your little gains, and that's what helping me, at least I'm not losing. Uh, that is the thing. I mean, with penny stock, this is very risky. People who trade this fundamentally, the financial, these are the most crappiest and the most, I mean, speculative type of company. They often fail, and for the long-term investor, people don't like even talking about penny stocks, and some people really hate about penny stock. They say that it's a scam. Oh, we don't want to trade in penny stocks, people lose money, these are most worst company in the world. I mean, of course these are worst companies in the world, but I'm not an investor, I'm a trader. All I care about the price action, the price moving up. I want to ride that momentum and take advantage of that trade. And why I should trade this type of stock? Because of the volatility. Because this kind of penny stocks, the price moves like 50%, 40%, 150% in a single day or two. While with the big company, big blue chip type of company, people who are feel like most confident about investing and all that, those companies, you if you invest like those companies, you will make 10% or 15% during your entire year. What we made trading penny stocks, we made that much of gain within one single day, and sometimes even 2 days. So that is the things why penny stocks can be very amazing in terms of trading and making quick money. That's true. If you think like a trader, you will take this sort of advantage. And if you think like those type of big companies, I mean, it takes lot of money to make more money. And people with a small account, if for example they have $10,000 in their account, and over the course of a year, by investing on a blue chip company, if they make 10% out of their money, it would be 10%, $10,000 turned into 1,000 out of